Parliament didn't debate it. It detonated over it. The moment false flag was mentioned,
Roberts says
the room
it's
snapped
absurd. I
into
don't know how
control
the
mode.
media is responsible
Fast,
for this, but at least he has
defensive, and
now
aggressive.
clarified that the
They didn't question
idea
it.
of a false
They tried
flag
to shut it
attack
down
is absurd.
because
I would
what
say,
followed
apart from
wasn't
being absurd,
clarification,
it's
it was
utterly
a political
appalling.
lockdown in real time.
It is, and I totally agree with your comment.
Questions
it
about
is
vetting,
absurd.
security, and hidden decisions
I've worked
pile
with
up.
Malcolm for 10 years,
suddenly
and
the
this
debate
man,
shifts
every time
from
he gets up
policy
and
to
says
something
something on the
much
floor of
darker.
Parliament, show me the data.
Who approved what,
but he doesn't mean
and
anything
why
by
no one
it.
is answering
And we've
directly.
stood strong and
Then the budget
united
hits the
against,
table.
the Bondi
And it
attack,
turns into
the
a full
anti-Semitism
economic
that's
war of
happening in
words.
Australia. We've been
Billions,
very
blame,
united
and
on this.
warnings
His
about the
comments
country's
in the floor
future.
of Parliament, you have to
By
look
the
at
end,
what he said
it's
over
not a
here. So
debate
this is
anymore. It's a
absolute
warning
rubbish
disguised as Parliament.
to go on with it.
All right, now David Farley's turned up in Canberra. You caught up with him today. Just tell us your thoughts about welcoming someone who's actually been elected to the House of Representatives for the first time under the One Nation banner.
I'm so very proud of the fact that David's here joining the team, and I think with Barnaby by his side in the lower house, I think they're going to be a great duo representing the people of Farrer and New England and the people of Australia for that matter on important issues that needs to be debated and spoken about. So I was very proud moment for me, Chris, it really is.
Now, let's get to the budget. And I would have thought there are a few politicians in the country who know the aspirations of Middle Australia better than you. Surely, over recent decades at least, if not longer, property investment using negative gearing to advantage has been the chosen method of saving and investment, preparing for the future of so many Australians, mum and dad's investors over the years. Why? How can we deny that to the next generations?
What do you think about this heated Parliament exchange? Fair scrutiny or political attack? Drop your opinion in the comments and join the debate below.
Totally agree with you, Chris. As I said, I'm the older generation, and when I was growing up, and I'm a baby boomer, so we went we didn't have everything. I had second-hand furniture, second-hand clothes. We never went to restaurants. We always cooked in the house to save the money. And then when we had that few extra dollars, then we, bought investment properties. I owned some investment properties, and I rented it out to try and get ahead in life. And that's the way I was brought up, watching my parents. And that was the aspiration. Then you actually get to own your own home through your savings and going without. What they've done is strip this away from the future generations. This was a budget, basically, that says this is a Marxist, socialist, communist budget. We're going to strip wealth. We want to disperse wealth, right across it. They're not going to inspire the younger generation to go in there. And most of this housing that's bought up is bought up by those, paramedics, nurses, police, these people that actually invest because we want to be able to provide for ourselves in our future. Because you don't know what life's going to bring you. Can you depend on the government to give you an age pension? Can you depend on the government to give you decent aged care facilities to live in? No, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them because we've got nothing left in the kitty anymore, Chris.
We're just about out of time. I want to give you sort of 30 seconds, if you can, to sum up this budget. What's your assessment, top line assessment of the budget and where it's headed?
Chris, they had, an extra $42 billion in the budget, and yet we're going to blow out $31.5 billion. This means it's government spending. The RBA have said it's government spending. Mass migration is what's driving up housing prices. That needs to be addressed. You can't keep, they're robbing the people now to pay for the next budget next year to give all the handouts. People, wake up. You're paying for it. Our future generations are going to be paying for this in the future. It is a horrible budget.
Yeah, problems coming down the track even more for this country. Thanks for joining us, Pauline. Appreciate it. Pauline Hanson there.
They walk into Parliament already locked in damage control, trying to shut down the conversation before it even builds momentum. The moment the phrase false flag is mentioned, the entire tone shifts. Suddenly, it's not a debate anymore. It's a correction. It's a cleanup. It's a coordinated push to label the claim as absurd before it can even breathe. And you can hear it clearly in the exchange. One side is trying to force closure. This is absurd. This is rubbish. This should not even be discussed. But the other side is pointing straight at the language being used, asking the uncomfortable question. Why is any discussion of an attack scenario being dismissed so aggressively without scrutiny? That's where the tension spikes. Because this isn't just disagreement anymore, it becomes a battle over what is allowed to be questioned inside Parliament itself. Then the conversation shifts, but the energy doesn't drop. It escalates into politics, budgets, and ideology. Suddenly we're hearing claims about economic systems, generational wealth, housing policy, and who the system is really built for. One argument frames it as economic survival, mom and dad investors saving, building, working without luxury, slowly building property for security. The other frames the exact same system as something being dismantled and redistributed, a deliberate shift in wealth structure that punishes future generations, and neither side is backing down. What stands out most is how quickly the debate moves from policy into identity. Not just what the budget does, but what kind of country it is turning into. One side sees protection of opportunity, the other sees destruction of aspiration, and both are speaking like the stakes are permanent and irreversible. Then comes the final stretch, the budget breakdown itself. Numbers are thrown into the conversation like weapons. Billions in spending, billions in blowouts, warnings of long-term damage, accusations of government dependency and economic pressure being pushed onto future generations. And instead of resolution, it ends exactly where these exchanges always end. Sharper, louder, and more divided than when it started. Because in this moment, Parliament isn't just debating policy anymore. It's debating reality itself, and whether the public is being told the full truth about where the country is actually heading.